Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk Sport Champions League semi-final preview between Real Madrid and Barcelona. You might see that we're holding lip mics here because
great.
We're professional
Football feeling.
We're professional football commentators here, so we do these lip mic stuff all the time. And speaking of a match that happens all the time, Jamie, Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich once again. Competing against each other in the Champions League for what must be like the 25th or 26th time or 27th time, I don't know.
Yeah, but who's won the most?
I don't know, probably Real Madrid.
No, the trophies.
The trophies?
Yeah.
Real Madrid, wouldn't it?
Yeah, by a mile.
Yeah, so you pretty much know who's already dominating this tie because they did win the first tie by 2-1. Real Madrid doing a nice job there at the Allianz Arena just a week ago on the Wednesday night. But going to the Bernabeu, and with Bayern Munich visiting and how they performed against Real Madrid on that night, Jamie, do you still think there's a solid chance for them to perhaps cause an upset and go through in this tie?
I think Bayern Munich still have a great chance of winning it. I looked at last week's game and thought Real Madrid kind of reminded me of Man United in a way, where we weren't the best team, but we got a result out of it. And that's what happened with Madrid last week. But Real Madrid just have this momentum in the Champions League that just never ends. It just works every week. And at this moment in time, they could be in a third straight final. You know, even if they don't win the Champions League, that's a very big achievement. You know, 4 finals in 5 years is crazy. And this is how good Zinedine Zidane has been with this team. He's somehow, after being 1-0 down, still win 2-1 at Allianz Arena, which is a very hard place to go to. Tell that to any German club. No one can win there. It's a tough place. And then they go on to win at the end. And Asensio scored a great goal, but it was gifted. You know, the Bayern Munich team will look back at that result and think we gave them the winning goal, basically, and everything's gone downhill. But, you know, Bayern Munich only have to score 1 goal and they're back in. I know in terms of away goals, they need to score 2. But like I've always said this, if you get that early goal, 1 more goal normally, if you really want this final, you know, if you really want to make the final, you've got to put in the effort, and you know, all they ask for is to play their best for 90 minutes. Momentum
can definitely shift in this tie if they get the early goal in this game.
Yeah. The pressure's on Real Madrid because their season is really, this is their season. If they don't get to the final of the Champions League, then it has gone down as one of their worst seasons, funny enough, because of how badly they've done in La Liga. Barcelona have been laughing at them all season, and I think for Zinedine Zidane, his job could be on the line as well.
I mean, there's certainly been talks about potentially replacing him in this summer, with several names being linked to the job, like Pochettino and things like that.
Isn't it crazy how we have this now, where a manager who brings you 2 Champions League trophies back to back, and then 12 months later, after the winning Cardiff, it's all of a sudden...
Well, it's like Di Matteo, isn't it, with Chelsea?
It's ridiculous,
He won the Champions League and then he got sacked 6 months later or something like that.
Di Matteo went because they couldn't make it to the knockout stages, and they were the first team ever in Champions League history as the winners to not make the knockout stages. And I think, okay, I understand that, but, you know, he brought them the Champions League. That was the one reason why Abramovich took over the club.
Yeah, anyway, we must not stray off too much topic on to Chelsea talk and things like that.
We could talk all day.
We could talk all day about that. But let's take a look at each side's form. Real Madrid winning 2-1 at the weekend against Ligueres. I think that's how you pronounce it correctly. At the Bernabeu.
It's better than my pronunciations.
Yeah. Certainly, it was a rested side for that, and the same applies for Bayern Munich as well, because they played against Frankfurt and they won that by 4-1 as well. So both teams back on the winning streak entering this game. And both teams well rested entering this game as well, so it really could be a case of who performs better on the night, because both teams have got exceptional players that can, you know, stand out on any occasion and, you know, really step up to the plate when needed for both teams. And, you know, Real Madrid with Ronaldo and, you know, Muller and Lewandowski with Bayern Munich, really it's a case of who performs better on the night, isn't it?
Well, I thought last week Frank Ribery was terrific. You know, the only end result was no one putting in his deliveries, you could say. I thought he played really, really well. And, you know, for how long he's been at Bayern Munich for, he's still one of their best players. But as you mentioned, Lewandowski, he just didn't happen for him, did it, last week? And as much as I love the Polish striker, I do sometimes worry, is this when it's just never going to happen for him at Bayern Munich, because this is meant to be the man in my eyes that's supposed to bring home the Champions League. He is one of the best strikers in the world, and I look at his career and think he may be one of the best we've ever seen, but where's the trophies? Okay, he's doing it in Germany for the leagues and all that, but after a while, that's just... it's like commuting at work. It's just
That's
normal.
why there's been so much talk of him moving away potentially in the summer to Real Madrid.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone.
Yeah.
I thought Lewandowski's done his bit in Germany. He did it at Dortmund before Bayern Munich. You know, Bayern Munich, in my eyes, was the statement of, this is serious, this is me now, this is where I can deliver my best. But he's been there for too long, and I think this is his last season. We'll find out in the summer, but he's got to perform for me in this semi. It doesn't matter whether it's home or away, because this is where he is very well much needed. But they've got the players, Bayern Munich, and Thomas Muller, he's always, in my eyes, he's always been the silent assassin. He just comes out of nowhere and taps it in. And that's why he's won the Golden Boot twice in the World Cup, so it's crazy.
Jamie, how do you think this game is going to unfold? With Real Madrid with that 2-1 lead, do you think they'll be very defensive to begin with because they know how strong Bayern Munich can be in the attack, or will Real Madrid push on to try and get more goals in this fixture to go through to the final stages of the Champions League in a good confidence matter, saying that we beat Bayern Munich over 2 legs and we didn't need to get the draw or whatnot in order to secure the result of a 4th Champions League final appearance in a row?
Well, I mean, Zinedine Zidane will probably address the team and say that they've got to score 2 goals just to be back in this game and to obviously be leading the tie. But obviously, if they did score those 2 goals, then they've got the same amount of away goals than Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, it's all down to Bayern Munich on how many goals they score, because let's be honest, the away goals are going to decide this probably. We'll find out, but thing is with Real Madrid, you don't know what their tactics are going to be, because I've watched them a few times in the Champions League this year, where despite them playing really poor in La Liga, they seem to score early on in these games and go on to win the match as well. It's always different, and I think that's what's probably good about Zinedine Zidane. He's not one tactic. He has Plan B, he has a Plan C, and it's worked out for him so far at Real Madrid, and I honestly can't go against him at the moment. I just feel the momentum is with Real Madrid, and they, as Joe said in the Liverpool preview, they just want to make the final. You'll take any path just to get to that final.
Well, I think you've given a bit of a spoiler there, because the Liverpool preview won't be coming out until the Wednesday, because this game takes on the Tuesday. So make sure you're tuning in for that on the Tuesday for the AS Roma versus Liverpool game to find out who could potentially be playing against either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid in the final. But let us know your own predictions in the score in the score box, in the comments below. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Real Madrid. I think they could easily push through and go on through this tie. I think they got too much firepower, really. Bale seems to be back in the side now. I'm not too sure about his future, but Ronaldo, forever present in the Champions League, and always rocking, scoring the goals, top goal scorer in the Champions League this season.
Yeah.
So he's certainly going to be a threat. So let us know your own predictions in the comments box below. Don't forget to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more Let's Talk Sport content. Like the video as well, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you always get alerted when we get another video on this channel. Goodbye, my friends, and I hope to see you soon.